Hi, welcome to Power Motion YouTube channel. Today this video we're going to talk about electric bike conversion kit, but specifically conversion kit for a mountain bike. So just to give you a little bit backstory, Power and Motion have been in business over 10 years, to be exact 13 years. Our first product is actually conversion kit. So we really want to get back to a root of some of the stuff that we have done in the past, and we really want to bring those up today. We were using the Wilderness motor as a conversion kit. So now today the technology have improved and there's a lot more choices on the market. So today this video will specifically talk about the Bething BBS 02 750 watt. So this will allow us to convert a mountain bike really nicely. So what I have here is a Silverback mountain bike. This is an entry-level mountain bike, but it's a really good bike when you're putting the conversion kit on it and making a regular bike or entry-level bike to become a very powerful electric bike. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it on this video. Stay tuned and follow me. Alright, so next what I'd like to do is demonstrate how I'm going to climb a steep hill on the power assist. So right now I'm on the highest gear, so I'm going to climb one of the steepest hills right here. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to climb here with the power assist. Alright, so next what I'm going to demonstrate is how I'm going to climb this hill without any power assist. So I'm on the highest gear. I'm going to climb this steep hill and see what happened to me. That's all I can climb. That's the highest I can climb. Hi there. So let's talk about this e-bike conversion kit with the mountain bike. But before we get started, let me just talk about who is this bike for. So we are taking an entry-level bike and married with a mid-drive system. So what that means is the value of this bike is not a very high price. So if you compare to, say, a manufactured electric bike, generally, if you compare to a manufactured electric bike, say electric mountain bike, you're talking around $25,000 to $3,000. In this price point, it came down to around $2,100 together, the bike and the mid-drive. So this particular bike or this particular configuration is target for someone wants to ride a mountain bike, had a feel of a mountain bike, but still more or less riding in the city. Because if you take a look at the configuration of the tire, it's very light track, so which means that it has a low rolling resistance. So it would be good for riding on a pavement, little bit off-road, but if you're riding on a gravel, this, the tire may not give you the traction that you want. So overall, this particular configuration is perfect for someone that looking for inexpensive but high-value bike compared to, say, a manufactured electric bike. So I'm going to go over the spec as well on the bike first. Then I'm going to go over the configuration that we put in and what other options that you can do with the mid-drive system. So to start off with, this is a beautiful bike. This is a Silverback. If you click right here, I have made a video regarding the Silverback brand. So this is 2018 model. It is called the 27.5D. So right off the bat, it tells you what the size is. It's basically 27.5. It has a really beautiful accent. I really like the color and everything. They have sort of the blue matte black as well as the orange color. So it just really pops right out in terms of the color scheme that they have put in. But let's go through the spec of the bike, start from the top and then go to the bottom and go to the back. So on the handlebar, this is a really wide handlebar. Very typical of mountain bike handlebar. It feels really good because it gives you a really good grip in here. So on the shifter, because we put a mid-drive here, so the front derailleur is gone from this side here. So this is basically you only left with the back derailleur, which is the 8-speed. It's an index shifter, so it's really allowing you to change the shift really nicely. What I really like about it is it provides the hydraulic brake. So for a $600 bike that has hydraulic brake is pretty much unheard of. And that's one really advantage when you buying a Silverback bike is they basically put the best value component of its class. This is an entry-level mountain bike. Generally, you won't find any entry-level mountain bike that has hydraulic brake. So on the suspension, it has a zoom suspension. It's a 100mm travel distance. It also has a locking mechanism, so you can lock the suspension without moving the suspension. All right, so on a tire, you have the Maxi Springs tire. It's a 27.5 by 2.1 tire. So it's a slightly wider tire, but the track, this is a little bit more lighter duty track. So if you do want to actually go off-road or going into gravel, I don't recommend it. So going through the transmission. So one other thing is when you're doing a mid-drive conversion kit, this whole thing is completely taken out. So I'm not going to talk about this on this part here. But on the back, you have a very decent a derailleur. It basically is a Shimano Alta derailleur. It's not the high end, it's not the low end, but it's probably middle of the road. It's 8-speed, so it still provide a pretty good hill climbing capability in here. And then obviously you have the rotary on the back right here. So let's get into the mid-drive conversion kit here. All right, so on the front here, so you have the display unit. So to turn it on, basically you have a power button. You hold this button. That's how you're going to turn it on. So one of the things that you notice, there's a level 1 assist. And basically, when I hit the plus sign, that will increase the level assist. So what we have done here, instead of a standard setup, which is a 5-level assist, we actually make it to 9 level. So if I hit the plus, you can see that we can actually go up to 9 different level assists. So why we want to change it to 9 different level assists is just basically provide you more graduation. So instead of just jumping from like 15% every level that you increase, just too much power. So we actually want to turn it down to maybe about 9% increment. So if I hit the plus sign right here, that will allow me to increase the level assist to up to 9 different levels. So when I hit the minus, it will basically drop it down to the lower setting. And then if it's 0, that means there's no power assist right here. And then on the power button, you can actually just hit it or tap it. So that will allow you to see different information. So I can see this average speed right here. And then you also have the maximum speed. So if you keep tapping it, it just provides you additional information. So that's basically the console of the conversion kit here. Going down on the battery, so one thing I really want to highlight what we have here is a side-mounted battery compared to a typical conversion kit. They generally has what I call the top-mount battery type of casing, and I don't like those kind because what happens is when you have a very, very tight space, as you can see, this is a medium size. It's not a small size. This is a medium size. It's getting very, very tight. So if I don't have enough room, you know, if the battery is top mounted, that means I have to push it out, and I may not have enough room to do that. But because of the side entry, it just comes right off really easily. So let me just demonstrate what I mean by the side entry. So I unlock the battery. So this battery actually comes out on the side. So all I need to do is I need to make sure that the spacing when I'm mounting the battery is this is the spacing, it's enough to fit it in. I will have no problem of putting this battery. So to put it back, basically you just pop it back in here. So this is a side entry battery. So on the bottom here, you have the motor, which is a Bethane 750 watt. So it mounts it on the bottom bracket. So one of the really key thing about the mid-drive system, sometimes we call it the bottom bracket motor or mid-drive system. The way it's low down, so it, like as you can see, like the whole thing, the battery and the motor, it's kind of right in the center of the gravity. So it actually keeping the bike more center gravity. It provides you much more balance. And sometimes people really like to have the weight because it provides much more well balanced to the bike as well too. And then on this side here, this is the speed sensor. So this is the part that you don't want to break. If you do, then your speed sensor will not work properly, and then your entire bike will not work properly. So that's it. That's a really quick summary of how this conversion bike works. All right, to summarize, So a conversion kit provides you a lot of flexibility. Whether you want to start out with a city bike to do the conversion kit, or whether you want to marry with a mountain bike like what I have here. And the really nice thing is because you can choose your bike that you want, so you can choose the bike that fit you and fit your style as well. So that kind of gives you a lot of good flexibility. But the other thing is you can also select a different type of battery for your conversion kit as well too. So if you're just a casual rider, you're just going to be riding a short distance, you can choose a smaller battery. But if you're a commuter, you can choose a bigger battery. So the flexibility is there for you to fit what your requirement is. So I think, one other thing is, and also the mid-drive system provides you a lot of torque, especially when you're climbing hill. And so it's actually really good marriage between a mid-drive as well as a mountain bike. So with the gear, it works in conjunction with your gear, so then you can work much more efficient whether you want to climb hill or when you want to go for the speed. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like our video, be sure to give us a thumbs up or subscribe our video. And if you want to know more information about electric bike or electric bike conversion kit, be sure to come by to our Power Motion store here in Eau Claire Market. Thank you for watching. Have a nice ride.